if they have wrist control. So my opponent loves grabbing wrists. This is probably one of the most annoying things to get off. You're wrestling a tall, lanky kid who grabs wrists. Super, super annoying. All right, circle this way. But here's how we get it off. So there's an opening where his finger and his thumb meet. I want to turn my hand, the narrow part, so that the opening is there. So let go real quick. You have a flat part of your wrist. You have a narrow part of your wrist. The narrow part of your wrist needs to be where the opening of his finger and his thumb is, so that it can slip free. When I'm here, my hand is going to punch my chest like this. As I do that, my other hand, which has a C grip, is going to punch his wrist. So I'm going like this. Okay? Hold it tighter, a little tighter. So it's like, okay? After I clear it off, the hand's going to grab the tricep, and I'm going to circle towards that arm. Circle. And then go to my tie-up. Okay? The reason why after I clear that tie-up, I circle and close the gap, because again, most tall, lanky wrestlers are going to get your wrist, you're going to clear it off, and then they're going to grab it again. So you need to clear the tie-up and go right to attack and go right to your tie-up. So I'm here, I turn the hand down, I clear, grab the tricep, I'll start circling, then I'll get to my tie-up, underhook, and set up and shot, okay? Another way this might happen, you can mess around with this, because a lot of time, you got to be careful with this one, for sure. But a lot of times, if he has my wrist and I have an underhook, I don't want to give up the underhook, but I have to get rid of this wrist. So you can attempt, you can always try, jamming your knee into his wrist. So when I'm here, I can pick my knee up and jam it, like my shin, into his wrist like that. Be aware, like, I mean, if he times it well, he can grab my leg probably. I mean, obviously there's some, you're good. Obviously there's some danger to bringing your leg up like that. And it's up to you to decide if you want that danger or not. But it is an option. He has my wrist. Maybe I want to keep the underhook or whatever tie-up I have. I don't feel like letting go to break it here. So I'm just going to use my shin, jam it on the wrist. Then I can grab his wrist if I want to. Those are my two methods to clearing the wrist tie. The next tie-up we're going to learn how to stop is the underhook. Use these techniques if you're wrestling me. The first one is a thumb block. So when I'm wrestling, I want to stay in a great stance. Bent over, elbows in tight, low. I don't want my elbows to flare out like this when I'm wrestling. I want to keep them in tight. So if my opponent goes to dig an underhook, they go on this side, my thumb is going to catch him at the elbow. Okay, so even, I guess come here. My thumb is going to catch here. A lot of times I'll have head position like this. All right, this is where I want to catch somebody. So as they dig the underhook, I'm catching them with the thumb block right on the crook of the elbow. If I catch him here, super easy to get out. I literally just push the arm off. Okay? And that's what a majority of the times I would counter an underhook. We're just staying in good position. They would club. I would just catch them with my thumb and push free. So he goes to dig an underhook on me. I'm catching here. Okay? Now, if he has it a little tighter, I may use my opposite hand to get some more distance. You know, almost use like a double thumb block to push that arm free. Now, say if I make the mistake, this is the number two way to get out of an underhook, but say I make the mistake and he gets it super deep, right? He gets his underhook and he's in this position here. First of all, I'm going to try to get head position, try to back out, try to get my thumb into the thumb block position and push off. So I'm going to try to do exactly what we just did. So they have it deep. All right, I need to get space. I'll thumb block. I'll push away. I'll like to get my other hand in there. And I'll just look to thumb block out of it. But if I can't do that, I will essentially like limp arm out of the position. The first thing I do is I put my hand on his chest or shoulder. And then I'm going to lift my left hand up straight like this on the side of his head. So if we rotate this way, I was here in an overhook. I'm going to lift straight to here. Now I'm going to turn my elbow down and try to slide my elbow down the space between his arm and his head. So he has it deep. I bring it up. I dip my shoulder and slide. Now, if I don't have a thumb block on the other side, or I don't have a wrist or some sort of control point here, when I go to raise my hand up, he can attack this leg here. So I need to control something on this side when I go to limp my arm out of this position. So my arm comes up straight. I slide my elbow down between the space between his head and his shoulder. And then again, we hand fight to our number one tie up. We move him around. We shoot in and we score. We're always doing clear their tie, get to your tie, and attack.